Who wants the last dumpling?
Oh, me.
Penny, a moment. We just had Thai food, and in that culture, the last morsel is called the Grangjai piece, and it is reserved for the most important and valued member of the group.
You spent 12 years laughing with the gang at Apartment 4A, but even the final curtain call held some hidden gems. Tiny bloopers and happy accidents slipped past the editors, wrapping the show with a dash of unscripted magic. Here are 15 moments where real-life goofs became part of the Big Bang Theory's heartfelt finale. Number 1. Final group laughter at the Cheesecake Factory. Let's go back to the spring of 2019. The Big Bang Theory, a show that had been your Thursday night comfort food since 2007, was coming to its grand finale. The setting, the gang's familiar booth at the Cheesecake Factory, plates piled high, laughter in the air. But as the cameras rolled one last time, something unscripted happened. A cast member tossed out a real-life joke from just off camera. Suddenly, Johnny Galecki, Kaley Cuoco, Jim Parsons, and the rest let their guard down. They burst into genuine laughter, their relief and affection shining through. Rather than retake the scene, producers kept that imperfect, heartfelt moment. No slick edits, no rehearsed punchlines, just a truthful slice of goodbye. For millions who grew up with Leonard, Penny, Sheldon, and the rest, it felt like being let backstage for a final toast with old friends. The laughter, unfiltered and warm, rolled out as the ultimate curtain call, reminding everyone why we fell in love with this group in the first place, and nudging us gently toward the next story in the saga of sitcom farewells. Number 2. Mayim Bialik's real tears as Amy. Mascara streaks down Amy Farrah Fowler's cheeks as she accepts the Nobel Prize in the series finale of The Big Bang Theory. Mayim Bialik, the actress behind Amy, could not hold back tears, real tears that rolled proudly under the studio lights. When the show aired its final episode in May 2019, the directors chose to keep this moment exactly as it happened, unfiltered and raw. For fans who had invested 12 seasons in these brainy friends, Bialik's unscripted emotion felt like the heart of the show itself, a curtain call for a whole cast, not just her character. In that unforgettable scene, you could sense both the relief of victory and the ache of goodbyes. The echo of applause lingered as viewers realized sometimes the best television happens when reality sneaks through the script. The show's legacy found its most honest frame in a close-up, Amy's tears shimmering as bright as her trophy. The credits rolled, but that image stayed with everyone, setting the tone for an ending that felt like a true, heartfelt goodbye. Number 3. Simon Helberg's cracked voice as Howard, a trembling voice, an unplanned tear. That's what broke through the screen in the final episode of The Big Bang Theory, airing in 2019. Simon Helberg, always known for Howard's snappy comebacks and confident wit, found himself overcome with emotion as he delivered his character's final words to the group. In that climactic scene, his voice cracked unexpectedly, and there was no hiding the rawness in his eyes. Sometimes, a mistake is more honest than a polished take. Instead of trying again, the producers, knowing just how real it felt, kept the take in the series goodbye. Fans immediately noticed the unfiltered vulnerability and praised Helberg for dropping the mask, giving Howard a humanity rarely seen. That unscripted crack broke through the sitcom's bright shell, leaving viewers with something utterly unforgettable. Sometimes the line between actor and character blurs in the most beautiful ways. As credits rolled, it felt like we were all in the room, letting go together, ready for whatever came next. Number 4. Johnny Galecki's delayed line as Leonard. As the lights glowed in that final episode of The Big Bang Theory in 2019, the audience wasn't just saying goodbye to lovable misfits. They were witnessing a bit of unscripted television magic. During Leonard's toast to Sheldon, Johnny Galecki shocked everyone by pausing mid-speech, the words slipping away, as if he'd suddenly stepped out of character. Instead of fumbling, Galecki broke the tension with a genuine off-script "Where was I?" Instantly, the cast and crew filled the set with real, contagious laughter. Rather than scrapping the moment, producers embraced its authenticity, leaving it in to highlight the warmth that had always charged the chemistry between these friends. The pause made Leonard's farewell all the more touching and relatable, just like something that might happen at a real-life send-off. The unscripted heart, in that small stutter, became a perfect tribute to the chaotic, messy love that defined this sitcom's legacy. Sometimes the best endings are the ones nobody plans, and that laughter still feels fresh, echoing as we move on. Number 5. Kevin Sussman's stifled cough as Stuart. It starts with a stifled cough. Kevin Sussman, delivering Stuart's heartfelt farewell in the final episode of The Big Bang Theory, suddenly breaks rhythm with a sudden tickle in his throat. Instead of halting the scene or calling for a cut, Sussman glances around, cracks a one-liner to play off the mishap, and the audience erupts in genuine laughter. This wasn't just another tightly rehearsed sitcom moment, it was messy, funny, and oh so human. Rather than reshoot, the producers made a rare choice. They left the blooper in the broadcast that aired in 2019. Fans later called it one of the most unforgettable Stuart moments in 12 seasons, embracing the imperfection as a real piece of Stuart's quirky persona. That crack in his voice, followed by a laugh that echoed through the studio, summed up exactly why so many felt seen in his lovable awkwardness. Sometimes the best goodbye is just a little offbeat, a flawed, fleeting moment that rings absolutely true. Ahead, more behind-the-scenes gems await. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever spot a blooper in your favorite sitcom that made you laugh even harder? Share your favorite unscripted TV moments below, or tell us which characters' slip-ups still make you grin today. Number 6. Kaley Cuoco's shoe slip as Penny. Sometimes it is the tiniest hiccup that cements a memory. Picture the final episode of The Big Bang Theory in 2019. The gang's kitchen is full of chatter, the air electric with endings. Kaley Cuoco, slipping slightly as Penny while stepping onto that familiar bar stool, lets out a genuine laugh. Startled, warm, startlingly real. Without skipping a beat, Johnny Galecki, still deep in Leonard's skin, asks if she's okay. That was pure improvisation, a flash of unscripted care that slipped into the finished scene. Moments like this weren't just funny, they brought home the family energy that fans felt each week. For one last time, the usual sitcom polish gave way to something raw and delightful. The finale was packed with emotion, but it was a stumble and a shared laugh that truly said goodbye. Suddenly you remembered, these actors had spent 12 years building something bigger than science jokes. That brief teeter on a bar stool summed up an era, blurring fiction and friendship, reminding us that now and then, TV magic happens by accident. Next, let's discover another unexpected twist behind the scenes. Number 7. Jim Parsons forgets his prop as Sheldon. Picture that unforgettable moment in the show's finale, when eyes are glued to Sheldon Cooper, played by Jim Parsons, as he walks on stage, only to suddenly realize he has forgotten the most important thing of all, the Nobel Prize speech. On screen, Parsons stutter steps, fumbles, and dashes back off stage, the whole cast left blinking and flustered. What could have been a disastrous flub became comedy gold. The production team decided to keep Jim Parsons' honest panic in the episode, trusting that viewers would love this rare flash of vulnerability from a character usually defined by control. First airing in May 2019, The Big Bang Theory's closing scenes were combed over by millions. Did Sheldon really forget the speech, or was Parsons ad-libbing to cover for a genuine mistake? The debate still pops up on fan forums. Either way, this moment, immortalized on CBS, captured the bittersweet perfection of the show's ending. Brilliant minds, human hearts, and just enough chaos to keep things real. Some stories are better for their slip-ups, and sometimes a missed cue becomes the very thing you'll never forget. Number 8. Mayim Bialik's glasses. Fog as Amy. In the high-stakes world of sitcom finales, every detail gets combed over. But in The Big Bang Theory's emotional send-off, a human moment slipped beautifully through. When Mayim Bialik, playing Amy Farrah Fowler, accepted the Nobel Prize alongside Sheldon in the 2019 finale, the lights and nerves caused her glasses to fog up mid-speech. Bialik, ever the professional but undeniably real, paused just long enough to wipe her glasses on camera. Instead of calling for a retake, the entire cast erupted into spontaneous applause. That unscripted gesture, humble and vulnerable, captured exactly why viewers had come to care for Amy. The choice to keep this blooper in, while Amy was thanking her friends from the Nobel stage, echoed the show's heart, mixing intellect with messiness, warmth, and authenticity. Fans at home could feel that honesty right through the screen, making the celebration feel earned and true. It was proof that sometimes the best TV magic sparkles when the polish is washed away, just for a moment. Number 9. Simon Helberg's door mix-up as Howard. Sometimes authenticity outshines perfection, even on one of television's most beloved sitcoms. In the final episode of The Big Bang Theory, aired in 2019, a subtle yet heartwarming slip made its way onto millions of screens. During Stuart and Denise's bittersweet goodbye party, Simon Helberg, who played the hilarious Howard Wolowitz, took an unexpected detour. Instead of entering Sheldon and Amy's apartment as scripted, he walked boldly through the wrong doorway. The look of recognition between Helberg and Kevin Sussman, who played Stuart, was unmistakable. A whispered grin, a brief flash of real connection that no script could recreate. Rather than reshoot the moment, the production team decided this small, unscripted exchange was too genuine to lose. It became a blink-and-you'll-miss-it Easter egg for eagle-eyed fans, a reminder that the show's laughter was always a little unscripted itself. In a world built on physics and punchlines, this tiny real-life moment made the season 12 finale sparkle that much brighter. Now let's head to the next delight among these unexpected treasures. Number 10. Melissa Rauch's Giggle Snort as Bernadette. In the closing moments of The Big Bang Theory, the cast gathers for one last bittersweet group hug. The cameras are rolling, tensions are high, and Melissa Rauch, who played Bernadette since 2009, can't help herself. Overcome by the depth of the moment, her laughter bubbles out in a heartfelt snort. The microphones catch every bit of it. Instead of snipping this unscripted slip, editors choose to embrace it, letting genuine emotion shine through in the final episode, which aired in May 2019. For fans who watched these friendships grow over 12 seasons on CBS, that Giggle Snort is more than a blooper. It's a real glimpse into the cast's bond, a shared vulnerability after a decade together. As the scene plays, you can hear it. A crack of laughter in the middle of the tears, proof that goodbyes are never neat. Sometimes, just for a moment, you had to laugh so you wouldn't cry. Let's see what other memorable slip-ups made it to screen. Number 11. Johnny Galecki's soda pop spill as Leonard. As studio lights bathed Apartment 4A in a familiar glow, Johnny Galecki slipped into Leonard's well-worn routine. But in one memorable take from The Big Bang Theory's final episode in DCA, 2019, Leonard's comforting couch moment with Penny took a surprising detour. Galecki, caught in laughter and lost in the moment, accidentally flicked soda onto his shirt. For a split second, the polished sitcom world gave way to something real. Kaley Cuoco caught Johnny's sheepish grin, and the pair exchanged genuine smiles. There, in that blink of breaking character, the actors let their true camaraderie peek through. Instead of calling for a retake, the director let it stand, rewarding sharp-eyed fans. Even in its final bow, this mega-hit sitcom embraced the beautiful messiness of both science and life, reminding us that sometimes the best moments are the ones you cannot rehearse. As the laughter faded, those little unscripted sparks lingered, urging us to look closer at what else might have snuck into our favorite episodes. Number 12. The elevator door timing flub. Laughter and nerves charged the set on the last day of The Big Bang Theory in 2019, as Sheldon's beloved crew finally saw that elevator working again. For 12 seasons, the elevator was famously out of order, until the finale, when it whirred back to life. But eagle-eyed fans caught something odd. The elevator doors prematurely slid open, catching Mayim, Bialik, and Melissa Rauch mid-laugh, a beat before their cue as Amy and Bernadette. Instead of resetting the shot, the director rolled with it. That fleeting, unscripted giggle was left in, immortalizing a spark of pure behind-the-scenes joy. It was a rare glimpse behind sitcom polish, almost like sharing a secret with the cast. Viewers instantly sensed the authenticity and warmth, making the elevator's long-awaited comeback even more satisfying. When sitcom magic and real-life friendship merge, sometimes the best bloopers are the ones they never fix. Soon, more moments of perfectly imperfect television would prove that authenticity truly steals the show. Number 13. Kunal Nayyar's missed line as Rauch. Picture the bustling hum of LAX in the final episode of The Big Bang Theory, airing in 2019. As Rauch, played by Kunal Nayyar, shuffles through heartfelt goodbyes with his friends, there's a blink-and-you-miss-it stumble. Nayyar hesitates, tripping just slightly over his line, with a brief, genuine pause filling the air. The creators didn't shout cut or demand a do-over. Instead, they kept this imperfect beat, letting Rauch's nerves land softly and authentically. That minor verbal stutter felt achingly human, turning a scripted moment into one that echoed the lump-in-your-throat awkwardness everyone feels saying goodbye. By leaving in this unscripted blip, the show's creators allowed Rauch's final moments to shimmer with vulnerability. It was a tiny choice, but it made Rauch's farewell more relatable, and for longtime fans, even more bittersweet. Sometimes the best memories are made in the spaces where everything isn't picture perfect, and as the laughter dissolves into a final wave, it's those little departures from the script that linger long after the credits roll. Number 14. Kaley Cuoco's bracelet slip as Penny. You can almost hear the clink of champagne glasses and the buzz of laughter as Penny raises her glass for a toast in the final episode of The Big Bang Theory. Kaley Cuoco, in true form, lets a little real-life mishap steal the spotlight. As her bracelet snags on her glass, she fumbles for a second, suppresses a surprised giggle, and keeps the scene rolling, untouched and utterly authentic. Instead of calling cut, the producers saw magic in the moment, leaving Penny's genuine response in with all its awkward, heartwarming charm. Viewers at home loved catching that glimpse of the real Cuoco peeking through. In that scene from 2019, the scripted walls dropped for just a breath, letting us all feel like guests at a goodbye party. It's those tiny, unscripted moments that remind us why we fell in love with these characters in the first place. And as Penny's laughter faded, we were already bracing for the end of an era. Number 15, Jim Parsons' accidental gulp as Sheldon. In the high-stakes final episode of The Big Bang Theory, there is a fleeting, completely human moment that slips through all the polished dialogue and meticulous rehearsals. Just as Sheldon rises at the Nobel banquet, ready to finally thank his friends, Jim Parsons has to stifle a chuckle, his mouth twitching, his eyes darting for a fraction of a second. That little falter stems from a backstage flub in rehearsal, and instead of editing it out, the production team made a quiet call to leave it in. This unscripted gulp grounded Sheldon's speech, reminding viewers that even the most tightly controlled characters sometimes let their guard slip. Fans spotted it, celebrated it, and by now, many see it as symbolic of the show's final arc. Real, vulnerable, and just a little messy. In May 2019, as the curtain closed on 12 seasons, that authentic break in character offered one of the episode's most genuine beats. Next time you rewatch, watch for that subtle crack. It's the sound of a wall coming down before our eyes.